plus 26. You do the maths, I'm a bit busy. So each of these cars will do 0 to 60 in under 5 seconds, including the two estates. The two estates have the bonus you can take your kids and a Labrador from 0 to 60 in 5 seconds as well, which is always good fun. Great cars these, really, really progressive. All of the drivers here prefer the cars on the wheels which are on the place in car 2 and car 4. Those are the option 19-inch wheels. Just makes the car turn in a little bit more sharply. Maro, he doesn't mind. He's a bit of a sideways specialist. He'll be fine, but he's on the 18, so he's going to have to really chuck the car in to get it to go sideways. So the 19s and the upgrades, which you see, some of these cars will have limited slip differentials as well, but they are all modifications which you can buy from Mercedes-Benz. We don't do anything to these cars that you can't buy as standard from us here. And in fact, all these cars will appear on our forecourt as carefully owned Mercedes-Benz AMGs when we're finished with them on track. We keep them for around 9 to 12 months, around 9 to 10,000 miles as a general rule, and they're spanner checked every single day to make sure that they're ready to go. We have a bit of a deal with Pirelli. We've got some guys out the back. We have our own tyre bay, 35 ramps and MOT station out the back as well. So all these cars are very carefully looked after, except when in the hands of the Silver Arrows, who definitely don't look after them carefully at all. So the 4 people who are jumping into the passenger seats are prize winners. They came into the building, they filled a little form in which said they would like to go out with the Silver Arrows. We randomly picked them, and then we rang them and told them they would be going out. So they're going out courtesy of us, gratis, with the Silver Arrows, which is a great thing to do. So if you're going to be back in the building in the near future, then make sure that you enter the competition with your chance to get out. That looks like Wayne getting into car 3. Wayne, I think it is. Right there, it is Wayne, yeah. Car 4, I'm not entirely sure who's in car 4. Is it Ollie Milroy? Formula Renault, is it Ollie? I can't remember. Formula Renault? Yeah, Formula Renault. Formula Renault driver Ollie Milroy. Another race, Wayne used to do Formula Palmer Audi. Cliff has got electric gates at his house, which is right called the Mayor of Weybridge. And Maro, in fact, Maro, if you buy any Evo, performance car, that kind of thing, the sideways shots, thank you very much, the sideways shots which are on the front are often done by Maro, who's driving the lead car today. So we will expect Maro to be extremely sideways. If he lets me down, we're very cross. Oh yes, giving it the Barry on the way out already. Left foot on the brake, right foot on the gas, and lighting it up just a little bit. So, a good crowd for us today. Get yourselves over to the wet circle, and we're going to show you just what these cars can do. Great conditions today, track temperature a bit higher than yesterday, the sun's dried it out, we've lost the dampness, and I think we can expect a great display from the guys. So, the wet circle, one of only 5 wet circles in the country. This one's the only one that you can come and drive on yourself, and on in spectacular fashion comes the first of our Silver Arrows. That middle lane, very typical, massive burnout from the C63 in the second position, comes around lovely style onto the wet circle. Excellent stuff in the 3rd place, lighting the tyres up, Maro at the back as well. He's covering his car in smoke and bringing it on, just making sure the tyres are completely rooted. The safety car looks to be the only vehicle that's in danger, and he's over there covered in smoke. We've got someone sitting in there just in case this goes wrong, and that's why the guys are wearing crash helmets too. Out into the middle lane of the wet circle, skidding speed around 15 miles an hour to resin coast. If you listen, this is how you do it. Very little throttle movement, very little steering movement, balancing the car, finesse, feel what the car is doing, which is what these cars are doing now and what the guys behind the wheel are doing. They're going to move on into the inside lane, and in the inside lane the skidding speed is 40 miles an hour. So when they get into this lane, they're going to have to give it much more beam to get the car to go sideways. Here we go. Much more narrow this lane. Okay, normal road there. This is not on the road normally. I think you've got 500 bay horsepower on the wet roundabout. So round we go. Guys on the lock just on these guys. This lane is only just a car wide. If they run wide, they'll definitely chuck it off. So no problems for them today. They all practice down at the top gear circuit down at Dunsfold. There's nothing to hit down there except the one jumbo jet that was used for the James Bond film, which was filmed down at Dunsfold. Miami Airport, no to Dunsfold. Great. Here we go. Lead car goes sideways, chase car comes to the right behind, very close over on the left hand side. That car springs down just to take the front off. A lot of paperwork involved in damaging 2 cars in one go, but hopefully not today. But here we go, very close to the lovely start to the Silver Arrows. So lead car sideways, chase car straight, and now heading out towards the access road and then the water circuit. So Maro comes number 1, enormously sideways again, and lining themselves up ready to head off down the straight. So the straight's 300 metres long away from here on the paddle shift.